What if the opportunities you're looking for are already around you and your brain is simply filtering them out? Have you ever noticed this? You want more money, you want different results, you want new opportunities, but somehow you keep seeing the same problems, the same bills, the same fears, the same frustrations, the same evidence that nothing is changing. I've experienced this myself many times, and what fascinates me is this. What if the problem isn't that opportunities aren't there? What if the problem is that your brain has been trained to not see them? And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Welcome back. If you're an entrepreneur, a creator, or someone interested in manifestation, identity, and how your inner world shapes your outer reality, you are at the right place. Today, I want to share something I've studied for years, something I still work on myself, the RAS. The Reticular Activating System, or simply the filter through which you experience reality. Did you know that your brain is a filtering reality? See, most people, they believe they see reality, but they don't. They see a filtered version of reality. Every second, your brain receives an overwhelming amount of information, millions of bits, but your conscious mind can only process a tiny fraction. So the brain filters. And the question becomes, what determines what gets through? And that leads us to the filter is built from the past. See, your brain and my brain creates expectations. And those expectations, they are based on past experiences, emotional memories, beliefs, identity, nervous system patterns. And the brain begins looking for evidence that confirms what it already believes. Not necessarily what's true, but what's familiar. And that's a massive difference. Now, let me share a personal story here, because after the financial crisis, I ended up in a $1.5 million in debt. At that point, I was constantly looking for proof that things weren't working. Proof that there was not enough. Proof that money was difficult. Proof that I was behind. And guess what I saw everywhere? Exactly that. Bills, problems, pressure, lack. It felt like reality, but looking back, it was also the filter. My RAS had become trained to find danger and scarcity. And once you understand that, a lot starts making sense. And that leads me to why manifestation often gets misunderstood. I believe this is where manifestation gets interesting, because many people think manifestation is think positive and good things happen. And there might be something right in this, but it's not exactly how I see it. Because I see manifestation as your beliefs, your emotions, your nervous system, and your attention working together as a team to create the reality that you experience. And the RAS is part of that mechanism. Because what you consistently focus on, you start noticing more of. And when I say it like this, most of these things are in the hidden, in the unconscious, where you don't see it, where you're not aware of it. And by the way, this is exactly why I've started offering like a discovery call through my community. So new people coming in, I offer a discovery call because most people have blind spots they simply can't see themselves. Sometimes one conversation reveals the pattern, the filter, the thing underneath the thing. And if you'd like to explore that with me, there's a link below this video. Come join the community and book a call. So, I'll have one thing to you here, the most powerful 15 minutes of the day. See, here's one thing that I personally find very fascinating. And that's the period before sleep. The brain is transitioning, the nervous system is softening, and the subconscious becomes more receptive. So instead of ending the day with fear, news, social media, and stress, which is what most people are doing, try asking your brain a different question. So what I'm sharing with you here is actually something that is really powerful. It could be a question like, who could help me? Or what am I ready to see? Or what would abundance notice here? And then go to sleep. And the real goal with this is, you could say, but I wouldn't say, this is not about brainwashing yourself. And the goal is not pretending. The goal is to become aware of the filter. Because once you are aware of it, you can begin changing it. Thought by thought. Emotion by emotion. Identity by identity. So when you become aware of a thought or an emotion, let's start with those. A thought saying, oh no, how can I pay the next bill? You're aware now, and if you're very aware, maybe you can feel that there's some kind of tension in your body around this. And maybe you can even see an identity that shows up there, because it might be in the middle of the month, you're feeling pretty good. But then by the end of the month, you have to pay the bills. You know that there's not enough money, and you become more like not that powerful version of yourself. Again, it takes awareness. But when you begin to be aware of these things, you can change them. And again, as I said, ask in the evening. So with all of this knowledge, think about it. Just think about it. There's so many things out there. So many things out there, and the brain can only take in a little bit of those. The RAS mechanism is filtering the reality inside, so you observe what in the hidden, in your subconscious, what you believe is important. And those beliefs, most of them came from childhood. So they're deep down in there, but by becoming aware, what do I see? What are my thoughts? What are my emotions? And what identities are showing up? You can shift it. And you can shift it by asking the right questions. So just think about that. By keep doing it, it's the same thing as the gym. Doesn't matter if you go there once, you might hurt and it might hurt the next couple of days. But no, you have to keep going there. Same thing with this. Same thing with nearly everything, right? We have to keep doing the reps. But imagine, because this is the work, imagine that you become curious about this and you begin to play with this and you begin to train that RAS in looking for the good things out there, looking for the opportunities out there, looking for the money out there, looking for the wins and the success and all of the good stuff, because that's out there. And you keep doing it and you keep doing it. And suddenly you'll see that things are showing up that are different. Maybe not all the time. Because like anything else, you also got the behavior from what was important for you before. So you have to keep training that muscle. And maybe, like I said in this video, the opportunities aren't missing. Maybe the support isn't missing. Maybe the possibilities aren't missing. Maybe your brain simply hasn't been trained to notice them yet. And the beautiful thing about that, your filter can be changed. So, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, what's one thing you're realizing your mind may have been filtering out? And if you're in our community, I really invite you to reflect and share it, because once we put it out there, it's not only inside of you. And if you like to go deeper with this work, the community, the discovery call, the links are below. So, and also if you're into manifestation, money, identity, and the deeper patterns behind success, please subscribe and join us. I'll see you in the next one.